The morning sky glowed with a golden hue as the sun crept over the horizon. Detective Benson and his small team of detectives sat in the conference room at police headquarters, discussing the case they were trying to solve. It had been weeks since they began investigating, and they were still no closer to cracking the case. "Okay, folks," Benson said. "Let's start reviewing the case. I've spent the last couple of weeks going through each detail of the case, and I think we can all agree that this is a complex one. The suspect is still at large, and we don't have a solid lead to go on, so let's see what we can brainstorm here. Any ideas?" This team began tossing out ideas and theorizing about possible motives. After a few minutes, Detective Sullivan spoke up. "I think we're focusing too much on the suspect and what he might be up to. I think we should focus more on understanding why he's doing this." The other detectives nodded in agreement, realizing the importance of understanding the underlying motive behind the crime. Sullivan continued, "We need to look at our victim and his family. Who are they? What do we know about them? We need to build up a comprehensive picture, not just of the suspect, but also of the victim himself, if we're going to be able to solve this case before time runs out." Benson nodded thoughtfully as he took in Sullivan's suggestion. He thanked her and then looked around at the rest of the detectives, expecting someone else to pick up the thread of their discussion. The other detectives began to offer their ideas and theories, but none of them seemed to know enough about the victim or his family to make any headway. Benson was pondering what to do next when the door opened and a figure walked in. "Who are you?" Benson asked, a little taken aback. "I'm a friend of the victim," the figure replied in a voice Benson recognized as familiar. "I heard about the case on the news, and I think I can help. I was speaking to the victim's wife a few days ago, and she mentioned something that I think might be the key to solving the case." Benson nodded and gestured for the figure to take a seat. As he began to explain the details of their conversation, it became clear that this was the breakthrough they'd been looking for. With the figure's help, they were able to unearth a crucial piece of evidence linking the suspect to the crime. Just as the sun was setting, Benson and his team emerged from the police station carrying the evidence necessary to link the suspect to the crime. It had been a long day, but they had solved the case before time ran out. The relieved detectives stood outside the precinct, watching the golden sky as darkness slowly crept over it. For Benson, the victory tasted all the sweeter after so many weeks of effort and hard work. This case was now closed, and they had done it together.
Comment below and subscribe to not miss the next story.